Really, really exciting for me and such an honor to kick off the sixth Global Empathy Conference in Prague. Uh, we're all meeting here because of a common interest in the idea that empathy can be a pathway, or rather a superhighway, to innovation, to acceptance, to inclusion, accessibility, and cooperation. These are all qualities that the world desperately needs right now. So, empathy just isn't a buzzword. Um, it really is the cornerstone of a compassionate society. It's what drives us all to respect and embrace diverse perspectives and lifestyles. Uh, and we foster an environment where everyone feels valued and heard. My early experiences with empathy span three continents. I was born in India. My early working life was spent there, and then I was a student in England for some time. So that was my first brush with let me say a culture that I was unfamiliar with, and I depended on the empathy of classmates, on the empathy of professors, on the empathy of strangers, even the cook in the dorm who said, "Oh, you poor thing, you're so far away from home, I'll cook a curry for you." So just, kindness. And then I, from then I went back to India. I worked there for a whole bunch of time. Thank you for that. I came back to the US to do my doctorate in New York. And if you see this map here, I was here and I finished my doctorate and then moved all the way over to California, where I am now. And I'm actually still on the 3rd of May. I still haven't made it to the 4th. I still haven't joined you in your time zone. But yeah, so I experienced empathy in all of these places, and it seems to be something that has been common. So, empathy is a topic of current research and a highly regarded trait in society because it makes people a little bit kinder, more willing to engage in classrooms and boardrooms as well. But I'm sure we'll hear more about that, about the research later, just in a bit. Empathy is the antidote for eradicating stigma and a fundamental human need and right. Moreover, it is among the top 3 skills required for the current and future AI assisted world. It's the one thing AI doesn't have. And as educators, stimulating the intellectual and social development of our students lies at the core of our work. All the time, we hear a lot about gaps in education: the achievement gap, the funding gap, the school and college readiness gap. But there is another gap that often gets unexamined, and that's the empathy gap between students and teachers. It's super important to realize the silent struggles that many in our communities face, the weight of feeling like they're falling short. Right now, there are people in your neighborhood, in your school, at your work that are masking anxiety, trauma, depression, and feelings of failure. These challenges often go unnoticed, masked but behind a facade of normalcy. But they all need for us to really listen deeply and empathically. When and who needs empathy? We all do, don't we? Think about it. There are some things that each of us does really well, some that we're okay at, and some that not so good. And we all need collectively to be inclusive and understand each other. The people who face in my line of work the challenges at school are the ones who are struggling with reading and math, who have a history of missing deadlines, who don't show up for tests or don't hand them in. I work with young adults who are stuck and frozen because they have a fear of failure. I work with high schoolers and young college going folk who have unexpected social behaviors and they are excluded from their peer groups. Some people who can't plan ahead, who live in the moment, and so on and so forth. These are the folks that need empathy. They need us to understand them. How can we show more empathy for these individuals without letting them fall through the cracks? It's okay, right, to have a differing point of view or lifestyle, but still respect how others live their lives. In my line of work, neurodiversity is the new normal. Teaching empathy creates a culture of belonging for students who are marginalized in the education system to begin with. Everyone's learning abilities differ as much as unique fingerprints. Therefore, shifting perspective to empathize with others' opinions and behavior must be developed and taught explicitly. In my experience, embracing neurodiversity isn't just a trend, it's the reality of our modern world. By teaching empathy, we create inclusive spaces where every student, regardless of their background or learner variance, feels a sense of belonging, feels safe. Teachers are in a unique position because empathy is more likely to occur between individuals or groups whose interactions are more frequent and teachers meet their students 5 days a week. So they can use that time, they can use empathy to deepen their understanding of people of other cultures and backgrounds. With empathy, being successful in real life is the goal, not just becoming independent, so that everyone gets to live and thrive as equals, worthy of respect, kindness, and opportunities to grow. So, in summary, I think empathy can stop conflicts at all levels and it creates a community, it mitigates stigma, and it can be taught explicitly. Thank you so much.